All right, it looks like we're live. Woo! Let me put L's in here. There you are. Yay! Here I am. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. I don't know what I did. StreamYard. Oops. Oh, I misspelled gruesome. I fixed it. Ooh. Okay. All right. Okay. I may or may not have too many drinks going on. Hey, Steffi, Rebecca, Krabby's in the house. Renee, woohoo! Why does everything seem so loud today? Hope everybody's having a good Monday. Okay.
No, you're a little too happy for Murder and Mayhem.
But Murder and Mayhem make me happy. Is that wrong? I should tone it down some.
A little bit.
Carla! Do you have two things going? Okay, so Carla says you can never have too many drinks going on. Okay, so I'm gonna pick a page for today. Gotta figure something out.
Ooh, she's gonna pick the page she's gonna glue herself to.
Everybody's saying hi to you. Hi. What's wrong with
being
you?
a sassy brat.
You're being a sassy brat? But
Yep.
that's, how is that different from every day?
It's not.
I didn't think so.
It's not.
Just trying to make it sound different?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Or just a really big pocket, maybe. A really big pocket?
Oh.
What?
I have a murder weapon in my hand.
But you're cutting flowers.
Is it though?
Yes, I believe those are flowers or plants of some kind.
They're irises.
Last time I checked, that counted as a flower.
Okay, fine.
I got you there. It's not very murder or mayhem.
I know. Let's see who we got.
People.
Steffi G in the house.
Yep, I already said that.
Hello, Miss Renee. Hi, Carla. I'm making sure I say hi to everybody.
Fine.
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 Now, foul language shall ensue.
Fine. We're using the F word?
No, I have to fussy cut.
Not. Not the other F word.
Yeah. So there's going to be some foul language. You know this can't be done without foul language.
I think it could be. I think you just don't want to. And that's legitimate, you know. Sometimes you just got to use some foul language.
I think it helps sometimes.
I'm down with that.
But I have to, I have to get this cut out because I have to have that, TV miracle moment in my upcoming video.
What, where you pull it out of the under your drawer and go, ta-da!
Yeah.
Like when the food is done onto cooking shows. We put that in 2 seconds ago, but by the miracle of television magic, here it is, fully cooked and ready to eat.
Yep.
I'm going to take one bite and tell you how delicious it is.
It's gross.
Nobody in the studio wants to eat it, man. Why do I always have to be the guinea pig?
Because nobody likes you.
Wow, just throwing it right out there.
Well, that's why they always make that guy do it. The unpaid intern.
Oh, right. Well, I won't even tell you what happens to those guys on Welcome to Night Vale then.
Oh.
Spoiler alert, not good. The radio station always has one unpaid intern. Doesn't end well for them. Ever.
They're like the red shirts.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, I really got to get my shit together over here. My stuff.
That's not going to happen.
Look, I know I didn't have a great weekend, but wow. Just throw it all out there.
Well, the truth is it wasn't your fault that you didn't have a great weekend.
No, it was my uterus's fault, or some part down there that just hates me.
I've heard that your down there parts hate you.
Me too. Because they tell me, bitch, we hate you.
Do they?
And we are gonna get ya. It's like that song. What's that song? I don't know the name of it. They sing about they're gonna get you.
One way or another.
Yeah, that one. I feel like that is a song from my nether regions to the rest of me. So what were you up to today, since I was clearly not awake for most of that?
What was I watching?
I said, what were you doing?
Oh, um, shipping packages.
You went to the post office.
Let's see, what else did I do today? I watched Sandy fall on her ass.
She told me about that the minute I got out of bed. I was trying to come out of the bathroom like a normal, sane person. Did they tell you what I did today? No, Sandy. Nobody told me anything. I've been awake for like, I don't know, 3 minutes.
Yeah, she nosedived.
What happened?
I don't know. She was out in the back there by the pergola and then turned around and she says everything got fuzzy and she just went down.
I don't know. She could try something crazy. I have an idea.
Yeah,
She could eat a normal sized serving of food.
she could.
Some protein, maybe, and a few veggies.
Oh, you're just asking a lot, aren't you?
I have this crazy idea that nutrition is good.
Is good for you.
Yep, Blondie, one way or another. They are the slow runner in the pack being chased by zombies. Oh, yeah, truth. There's truth in that. I need some ink. Bagel response to glucose dip. That woman does not need any extra sugar. She is pretty much made of sugar at this point.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Amazing woman. Sugaraholic. I'm inking edges. I know how to live.
Oh, see how you are. Son of a.
Are you messing things up?
Yeah, I just cut through a piece.
I hate it when that happens.
I know.
I hate it. Oh, I'm throwing stuff everywhere. And I have the hiccups. Just another Monday.
Just another manic Monday.
Shit. I have to come get some tongs.
You have a glitter issue?
No, I just threw my glue in the hole. In that space at the edge of my desk,
Oh.
where I have those totes stacked, I threw the glue behind that.
Ah,
And
not
as
good.
luck would have it, the lid is off.
Oh, of course.
Well, I left the lid off for like a half a day, so I'm pretty sure it's not leaking.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I should probably rectify that situation.
Oh.
That's all we need is to glue stuff to the carpet. That'll make Mike super happy. For the purposes of future discussion, never happened. Oh, sitting straight upright. Oh, that's funny.
Well, physics, The heavier portion went down first.
Don't be logical with me.
I know. I'm sorry.
We'll not be having any of those shenanigans in this room.
Ooh.
Renee! Oh, Sandy lives here too, like me. Sandy liveth here. Okay, let me take the tongs back before I forget. Somebody's wandering around going, where are the tongs?
Nah, we won't wander around wondering where the tongs are. She'll be sitting in there one day and they'll just show up. She'll be like, why are there tongs in my room?
That's probably true. Do you really want to know?
Yes. That could be an interesting answer.
I'm not telling you now.
Oh, jeez. Hey.
Huh?
See, Mike misses all the good shit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You'll thank me later when it comes to dinner.
Yeah, probably. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, I was going to glue something. I was going to glue things before I threw the glue all over the place. You'd think I wouldn't try to murder my own glue since I need it.
Y'all see how she is? Even her glue.
I know no mercy. Yes, Sandy lives here and she went outside this morning. You know, most people go, everybody here goes outside a little bit every day. Sandy favors early in the morning. And she was, you know, having her morning think on life and just out in the pergola, which is, you know, standing there. And apparently she fell out.
Okay, I have fussy cut my pieces.
I'm guessing that was before breakfast, though. So,
Yeah, what do you think?
maybe. Oh, I hate you.
Why?
I can never fussy cut something that delicate without ruining some part of it. It's beauty must. Is really what I'm saying. You done good. I'm sure that's what you need in your life is my approval.
Well, yeah. I'm almost done with it.
Almost.
Yeah.
Okay. Renee says that's some good fussy cut nails. Damn good.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
She's got skills.
I got chills. They're multiplying.
Well, that went in fairly easily.
I just get this piece out and I'm done.
You're done. Oh, yeah, I need to get me one of them. Try
What?
it out. One of those ceramic blades.
I think there's one left in the shop.
It's good to know.
You know, if you want to try it.
Adria says, hello, murdery maidens. Adria! Welcome.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Oh, yeah, I'm going to use this for that dupe that I'm doing.
Dupe. I don't know what you're talking about.
Remember I took the picture at the Hobby Lobby?
Oh, okay. And I went, are you going to make that into a project? You went,
That's it right there.
Okay.
I'm going to dupe it. How are you killing off the girls?
All these girls I just glued in here?
Yeah.
Do you really want to know?
What Adria
Oh,
asked.
Adria wants to know,
No,
huh? Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry,
Renee.
Renee.
Yeah. It was Renee. Well, I'm thinking the classic poison tea.
You got a girl out on it?
Hey, now. Really? You want me to murder him with an axe? Does that make you happier?
Yeah. That's how you know Lizzie Borden didn't kill her parents.
Because she used to get. I think she did. I think she killed him. Do you really think she didn't do it?
I don't know. Harry's been up here again, apparently. My camera's cockeyed.
Hey, did you ever find your needles?
No.
Oh my God, seriously? Pat, you are on borrowed time. You don't be messing with the ladies' needles. Ooh, somebody's in trouble. Okay, so do you think Lizzie Borden did it, or this is not tonight's discussion? I just am curious.
No, you know what? I don't think she did.
Okay, who do you think did it?
I think it was the brother-in-law.
The brother-in-law. I thought that the sister wasn't married.
No. Not Lizzie's brother-in-law.
Oh, the stepwife's brother-in-law?
The father's
Stepwife.
brother-in-law from Lizzie's mom and who passed away.
Well, I've never paid him much attention. I got to be honest with you.
Well, it was recorded that he was there that day.
Okay.
He had come by to borrow money again.
Oh, that's right. He's always having financial shit.
Yep.
He couldn't keep it. He couldn't keep a coin in his pocket.
Right.
What's
And
wrong with even
today, that
What?
her dad had enough and told him no.
Oh. Well, Carla said even her sister thought she did it. That's why she lived in another house away from her. That was only after a while, though. They'd still lived together for a while after that.
Well, they moved out of Fall River.
Well, wouldn't you have to? Because
And
I
they
don't
bought
care if
that-
it got off or not. You know those people think she did it.
Oh, yeah.
And you got even Renee was like, poisoning, really? Fine, I axe murdered both of them
Okay.
in their sleep.
That's better.
So the first one didn't scream at all, and the second one did all the screaming.
Okay.
I think the more interesting question is why I did it, not how I did it.
I think you just did it because you're crazy.
Well, yeah, there's that. All right.
Poisoning screams estrogen, right?
Fine, axe murdered. I axe murdered them. Why can't I just have fun with poison every now and then? Go to all the trouble to get the poison. Nobody wants you to use it because you're a girl. Chainsaw, would you like a chainsaw?
Okay.
So messy. You're like, okay. I see how you are.
I know. All right, boys and girls. We're going to do a little preamble to tonight's story of debauchery and murder.
Now that we've warmed you up with Lizzie Borden, and I have a whole new theory to consider, we'll move on to the main event.
Webster's and the Oxford Dictionary define a serial killer as a person who commits a series of murders, often with no apparent motive, and typically following a characteristic, predictable behavior pattern. So,
Well, that's how I'm getting away with it. I'm not killing everybody the same way.
right. But there are 4 types of serial killers. Did you know that?
Yes, please continue. For
There
those
are.
who may not know,
There's the visionary, the mission-oriented, the hedonistic, and the power or control-oriented.
those are usually rapists.
Okay? So a serial killer is somebody who basically murders 3 or more people, with the murders
Did you
taking
say
place
four or
more
did
than
you
a
say
month.
3?
Huh?
Go through that list again.
The visionaries,
Uh-huh.
the mission-oriented,
Okay. I missed one.
hedonistic, and power or control-oriented. Okay? So last week when we were talking, you said I can't only 3 people. Yes, but it's very specific. A serial killer is typically a person who murders 3 or more persons, with the murders taking place over more than a 1-month period, including a significant period of time between them.
Otherwise, you're just a spree killer.
Right. And there is a difference between a spree killer and a serial killer.
I know. I know that. Continue, please.
Huh?
Go. Continue. We're all here.
So spree killers, they don't have a cooling off period. They're like, I'm
Yeah.
going to go from one place to the next, to the next, to the next, and just kill people. But a serial killer takes time between their kills. And
Yes.
that has to do with the psychology of, and there's a lot of different sides to this, but for the most part, they do agree that there's no matter who they kill, no matter who their victims are, there is a sexual connotation in it.
Yeah.
Kitty,
Usually.
kitty, fat bag kitty.
Are you threatening the kitty again?
No, I'm just rubbing his belly. I'm just using my hand to disguise his fat bags.
I think you just have to admit it. He's got a fat problem.
He has a fat problem. You need to go on Weight Watchers.
You missed it last night, right after you went to bed.
Yeah.
He was trying to bury his bowl and he flipped that shit over. I looked at Mike and went, the cat just flipped his cereal or his food bowl and ran away.
Don't mess with a missionary serial killer, man.
We're making up new song lyrics as we go.
So there is like a sexual, a sexual element to serial killing.
Yes.
If you use a knife and you stab people.
Yeah, it's a substitution for the sex act.
Right.
Is the thinking. Which is why probably there are so few female serial killers.
And then, the other end of that too, if you, it's for the inability to perform. Because a lot of serial killers, they want to murder, but they want to rape. And they can't do that.
So they stab or
Yes.
something else in its place. Strangle.
Yes.
Because if you manually strangle somebody, that is an up close and very personal act.
And it's very hard.
Yes,
it is extremely difficult to do, and you can't guarantee that you've actually you've completed the act,
because they could start breathing again.
Right.
I need smaller scissors.
Now, on a different note, just off topic, I was listening to a podcast that was about murder victims.
Yeah.
And a murder victim came in and they were doing the autopsy, and it was a viewed autopsy, as it is with murders.
Yeah.
And the guy kept moving his arms.
Oh, that's freaky.
Yeah. Well, eventually the the coroner went, oh, crap, I forgot. Hold on. The guy had a pacemaker,
Oh no.
and it kept firing.
Shit. Nope, I don't like that. I do like the piece though. Do.
But that's not the only one. There was that guy down in Florida that I told you about who tried to kill his dad.
Yeah.
And he hit him over the head and thought he was dead. And then in the morning, the dad comes walking out. He's like, son of a. So he like choked him, thought he was dead. And the dad woke up, said, I got a headache. I need some aspirin. It's like,
Man, talk about ineffectual. Candy!
because,
So do you think... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
because he kept killing his dad and the pacemaker kept restarting his heart.
That's kind of fucked up. Now, if you smoke anything on the substance beyond your wildest and use a Pecax.
Yeah.
So question.
Mhm.
Do you think that's, aside from being a lady and liking things tidy, do you think that that sexual component to murder is why most women poison?
Yeah, I think so.
Because they're not sexually motivated?
I think so. I think
Fine, then I poison them bitches. Because
I'm just-
poisoning is not like sex.
right.
But women do murder other ways, but typically it's not a substitution for sex or desire.
Right.
Now I get Aileen Wuornos had a lot of anger towards men, so I could see that. Adria, speak for yourself, Amy.
Now, wait a minute. Aileen Wuornos, with a serial killer, when they kill, it's to kill. Aileen Wuornos didn't kill to kill.
No, she had a agenda.
She killed to steal. She was a thief. I don't really call her a serial killer. I think she was a thief who just happened to not want to have any witnesses. But because she fits the criteria, they're going to put her in that mold.
Oh no, we've even got Candy on the train. I was thinking of poisoning Mel. He has COVID, and if I get it, he's a dead man. Let's all keep our fingers crossed for poor Mel out there.
I know. I like Mel.
Oh dear. Yeah, he was a nice guy. Was. I need something for... Okay, Els, look at this page.
Yes.
I want to put something on the edge of the edge. Here.
Uh-huh.
To like define it a little bit. I have some of that ribbon you gave me. It's white and then it goes to black. Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay. I don't want to use rickrack because that feels stupid in a serial killer journal.
Yeah, it's a little. Yeah.
It makes no sense. Well, what do you think would look good there?
Hold on, let me think. Let me see.
Well, but
How big's the page?
you gotta ask the difficult questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 by 8. It's 7 inches wide, 8 inches tall.
Hold on, I got something that might work.
Oh, okay. That's
Hurry,
not
you
what I
need to
want.
move.
He's like, no, I refuse. Look at my butt.
I have to take the stand to Amy. You keep everybody entertained with your booty.
He's like, oh my God, Becky, look at my butt. I'm gonna have to get some flat back pearls too. I think I may have some.
Not long enough, but I can. We can get another piece.
Oh, that's cool. Which side? The white?
No, I would use the red.
Oh yeah, yeah, I like that a lot
All
better.
right, let me go cut another.
Thank you. Ooh. You touched me. Ew.
Gross.
Well, most murders are momentarily motivated. You've had enough of their shit, and you're gonna murder somebody. But serial killers, not necessarily. Some of them are planners, and some of them are just opportunists. But individual murders, yes, most are in the moment. It's an act of passion.
Okay, I'm bringing this back.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'll look real nice on this page with the white too. Thank you.
Try that.
I like it. I think I'm just gonna line them up.
Yeah.
And then I'll have extra for someplace else.
Okay.
Unless you want to. Is this handmade paper?
It's leather paper.
It's gorgeous.
It's supposed to be like leather.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Oh no, Renee. My dad has oleander bushes in his backyard. I bring some home every time I visit.
Oleander will do you in.
Yes, it will.
Back off, baby.
Oh, damn. Okay, so this week we're going to talk about a serial killer. Imagine that, right?
I'm sorry I interrupted your whole juju.
No, you're fine.
So what kind of serial killer is this one? Tell us the category before you tell us anything.
I would say based on his profile,
Yeah.
I think he's power control oriented.
Okay. Now
Because
tell us all. Oh, go ahead.
Because he wasn't okay, so a visionary is somebody who kills people for the better good.
That's basically what I'm doing.
Okay.
These people gotta go.
Then your mission oriented is kind of like the Jeffrey Dahmers.
I want to eat. Yeah, got it.
Well, no, it wasn't that he was eating. He was trying to make the perfect partner, somebody who wouldn't leave him.
Right.
And I think the murder was a byproduct of the process.
Well, when it didn't work, or Okay, so do you want to give us an example of each kind then?
Sure. All right. So then you have the hedonistic serial killer, which would have been, that's the pseudosexual.
Right.
They're receiving, that's John Wayne Gacy.
Right.
Okay. Where he's getting some kind of sexual satisfaction out of what he's doing. And a power control is like he wants to be, let me see, who would be a good one for power control?
Yeah, knock it out of the park. Make it such a clear example that we won't.
Wow. Well, I hate to use him because I don't consider him a serial killer. But he fits into this situation. That's H.H. Holmes.
Okay. If the legends were true, if it wasn't
right,
just
because and then the ones he did kill, he did it for power. It was all about deception. It was all about control. It was all about, being in charge. And there's been others. There's one, I can't remember his name right now, that was a truck driver who used to kidnap women and keep them underneath the sleeper in his truck.
Yeah, that is power control.
For sure. He would make sex slaves out of them. So, there's a lot of them. That's
Touch
probably,
on that. There's often overlap.
yeah. And I think there's more power controls than there are any other.
Right. Because it's male dominated, and that's a lot of men's ultimate goal
Right.
if they're deviant.
Yes, Adria, sort of like a Dexter. The Dexter
Would be the mission oriented, right?
the mission oriented. He's gonna get rid of these evil doers that the government, that the law can't do it. So he's sort of an avenging angel of death.
Ooh, evil.
So
The second one's just a little bit wider.
Okay.
all right, so this next one, he's not really in the category that we're going to talk about, but
Okay.
he is. He crosses, like you said, he blurs a couple of lines.
Right. That's why it's hard to say definitively so and so is this kind of killer and so is that kind of killer, because the lines are softer than that.
Yeah, because you can have, like, hedonistic's also going to be power control.
Yeah, definitely.
But
the motivation is slightly different.
Right. So, they do blur a little bit, but it's what their dominant feature is. So
Right.
we're going to talk about someone today called Glenn Edward Rogers.
Okay.
This is a serial killer that was more commonly known as the cross-country killer or the Casanova killer.
Oh. I only know a little bit about him. I barely know anything. Do continue. Well, Carla, what if she doesn't want to kill him? Just make him miserable.
Well, Oleander leaves. If you want to make him sick and make him miserable, we'll give him the shits.
I don't know why you have the shits all the time. Have this tea.
Drink some more tea. Shut up.
It'll make you feel better.
So that's who we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Casanova killer. But first, if she takes me down, we're going to listen to our own hags tell you why she's going to kill these two women.
No, it's too late now. You wanted to know all about how.
No. Tell
All right.
us. Tell us more.
There's not great motivation here. I'm going to tell you right now. Not a lot of thought went into this. They stole my favorite camp spot.
Oh, I hate when people do that.
Like, I've been camping there for years and years, and those bitches.
Mike and I have a favorite camping spot. And sometimes when we go up there, there's people in it.
And then they were dicks about it.
Yeah. Okay, let me end this
Carla's
argument.
trying to ruin the whole moment with the oleander leaves.
Renee, Carla, let's get a definitive answer. Hold on. Where's my Cunninghams?
Where's your what?
Lois.
Adrian's like, I hate camping. I'm safe. Woo woo. And as luck would have it, there were no other campers that night. So I just quietly moved them over to another campsite, pulled in, and then pretended I didn't know what the hell happened.
Okay, get down. Mommy needs to look.
My
This
idea
is,
of having a Holiday Inn.
This is Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magic and Herbs.
He writes the best stuff for simplicity's sake. He's easy to follow. I love him as an introduction for young people.
Get the feeling this book is well used?
No, not at all. I don't know why you would say that. It's clear you never cracked the cover at all.
Oleander. It is called rosebay, dogbane, ceylon tree, or adelpha. It is female, and it has keeping any part of this oleander in the house can bring sickness to the house, disgrace, and misfortune of every kind to its inhabitants. Oleander is occasionally used in love spells, but never internally. And the reason is that every part of that damn plant is poisonous.
So it outgasses in your house and it can make you feel ill.
Yes.
Probably not one plant, but if you have enough of it.
Yeah.
Or it's someplace like next to your bedside table. So you could give it as a gift and
so
be a total dick.
I mean, I could call Alex right now and like ask her, what percentage of each portion of the bush would make you sick. But, because she'd probably be like, well, you'd have to eat like 40 of the flowers or like 25 of the seeds. And then, the bark will make you sick and the leaves will make you sick, but the sap,
Hey,
Hi, Marty.
Whoa, my dinner's here.
Boogie,
What is it?
steak.
Oh, nice.
Off the
Oh
grill,
my God. You guys wish you had smell-o-vision right now.
biscuits, mashed potatoes, green beans.
So there's steak for elves and mashed potatoes and green beans for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Butter's out. Everything's covered. Dinner is served.
Well, elves, get you a plate so you can eat a little bit at a time.
No, I just make it. You can make your own.
I said elves should get up and make a plate.
I need to sit.
I didn't say you should do anything
Shush.
other than what you've already done, you lovely, lovely man.
Shush.
Do I have to?
Don't need the hell too much to say.
Yes, you have.
Isn't that every day with Mike? It's overdone just a little bit.
They're all about the same. That one's maybe a little thinner. I have no knives out.
Carla says, thanks, Hubbers, for cooking for the harem.
Of course, that is my job.
Feed the fat women.
If my day is day off and I am not stuck behind a computer fixing the world one ticket at a time, then I am cooking dinner.
Everybody says, hi, Mike.
Hello, everyone.
Candy had chicken and barley soup, and Carla had Velveeta shells and cheese. Not allowed to have that anymore, but that is good stuff. It's good stuff, Maynard.
The least you could do is cover stuff up when you're done.
He brings the jokes. Okay, I forgot what I was doing. Hi, Mari. I need to find.
Okay.
It was
Come on,
my-
puppy. Daddy's got to sit his ass down because he's beat.
Oh, go back in there.
Oh, go for the smoke and back at it. Yeehaw.
Mm.
Hold on, I gotta have this moment.
Renee says she loves the border on the plate.
Oh, thank you.
It's very nice.
Harry.
But Mama,
I know.
isn't that for me too? You know you want me to have it. Carla bought a can of Campbell's vegetarian soup with the alphabet soup on the back of the can. It says add avocado. It's fantastic. Oh, that's disgusting. It could be delicious, but I would not be willing to try that. Just no.
All right.
No. All right. I don't. Before you continue, I don't know where my flatback pearls are. Can I borrow a couple?
Sure. What size? What color?
White, medium-ish.
White, medium-ish.
I'll come get them. I won't make you come back here. Wait. Thank you very much. I'll bring them back when I'm done.
You can have it.
Oh. I have bling. Woo-hoo. I'm sorry. I'll grab some leave while I'm here.
Are you stocking my plate?
Does Sandy know dinner's done?
I don't know. Is she even in the house?
Yeah.
Hey, Sash!
No, we got it echoed. I would have gone and knocked on her door like a human being.
No.
Did he shoo her away earlier? Okay. I'm putting some leaf. My head is killing me.
Maybe she's not in the house.
Maybe I'll check.
I'm in a particularly bad, I'm in a good mood. Just for everybody else, it's a bad thing. Okay.
No, she's right. She's not in the house. Let me know when she gets her plate.
Hey, Sash, I'm supposed to tell you dinner's done.
Oh my God. I asked if she knew.
Yeah, I'm right here. Mike
Look.
told me.
Auntie Carla treats. Come on.
Are you trying to distract? Are you trying to just? There's a pink one on the back. A little pink flower. I'm gonna put it over the bracelet thing,
Okay.
or maybe somewhere else. Hold on.
I finished all those pokey tools today.
Did you really? They are fantastic. Are you gonna show everybody?
No, I had them in the sale yesterday.
Oh, well.
You know what I did?
What?
You know what I did though? I
have no idea
had
what
to
you
make
did.
2 extra purple ones.
One for Francis,
I had to make one for Francis.
and one for.
Zoe, I think. She wanted a purple skull.
Ooh, a girl after my own heart.
Yes. And you know what I decided?
You like purple skulls?
In my next sale,
Yeah.
I'm going to do a bead de-stash because damn.
No. I can't. I'm not gonna be able to save enough money to buy beads in your next sale. Do the sale after that.
Oh my God.
Everyone's saying hi, Sasha.
Hello.
Yeah, how rude ignoring everybody.
So wooed.
I need clear pony beads.
It's so easy to get her goat. Oh my God.
I know, but it's fun.
You'd think she'd have learned by now.
That if we say anything, it's being sarcastic. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Are you going to continue with your story? I'm sorry I interrupted you twice.
Oh, no.
Time.
Her name's not Sasha. It's Sash. Okay, so here's the
It's
story.
actually Sandra.
Yes. Here's the thing. Sasha's my oldest friend. Well, my second,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
she's my second oldest friend.
I'm
because
not her
I,
first oldest friend.
because
I've only
I
known her
I still have a friend from when I was 4.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
I don't know anybody from when I was a kid.
Actually, you're my third oldest friend because I know somebody from when I was 4. I know 3 people from when I was 4. And I regularly talk to them, Cora and Patty Hogan, and this girl named Marie. Marie's dad was on the ambulance department with my father, and we were the same age, and our birthdays were a day apart. Mine was on June 7th, and hers was on June 8th.
Oh.
And then Cora and Patty, I met when my parents bought their first home. I was out front playing in the yard, and they one of them walked by there was an older girl. She walked by with one of them, and then about half an hour later, she walked by with the other one. And then that night, her parents came over with, the proverbial bundt cake. Welcome to the neighborhood.
I miss when people just gave out bun cakes for no reason.
And they became my best friends. And until their dad was my dad's best friend. Right up until my mom tried to kill him.
Oh, oopsie. I guess that would kill it.
Yeah. But we're still friends. And so I'm friends with both of them. So Sandy and I have been friends since junior high school. And back then, Chachi was the big thing. Remember that? Joni loves Chachi.
Yes.
And
God bail.
Sash had a huge crush on Chachi. So I started calling her Sashi. Chachi and Sashi.
Yeah.
And it stuck.
You're such an adult. I like it.
Well, I was 14 at the time.
All right. We'll forgive you.
And it stuck. And she's been Sash to me ever since.
And apparently to others.
And now to others.
All right. So how do you like it so far?
I like it.
Carla says, you too, Else? Lisa Fox was born a day before me. We send each other birthday cards. And Sandra's in the box. I have no friends from my early, because we were in the military. I let things go. I am not a good networker at all. I don't hold on to shit.
No,
I do
she
have-
doesn't.
I do have a friend that I can officially say I've known somebody for 20 years. Although we are not in touch anymore. She was my longest. I hate using the word oldest. She was the person I had as a friend for the longest time. Now it's Else. 5 years, 5.5 years,
Something like that.
6 years. I guess we'd go 6 years total. My second oldest friend, I was 6 and she was 8. Her parents and mine played bingo.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
the
I like
70s. I'm sure they were playing bingo.
Thank you for the red stuff. It makes all the difference. I like it.
Why do my glasses look like yours?
Because you put your fingers on them?
I don't, though.
You must have. Harry licked them. I'm going to blame it on Harry. Harry was like, la, 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 la.
Oh, wow. There's the world.
Ooh, amazing.
So she's been around forever, and she loved Chachi, so I called her Sashi, and now, I also call her Skotos, but we don't talk about that one. Bite me? Come here and show me a part. I'll bite it.
Somebody's feisty.
I know.
Call me Scoto.
You got Skotos. Little teeny tiny little fat toes.
Hey, I don't. I have weird long toes for most of me that's short and stubby.
They make my toes make me giggle because when my feet are swollen, they look like little Vienna sausages.
I don't know that I would tell anybody that. None of those ladies would ever know that.
Wait a minute. You talk about your vajayjay.
What?
What?
You talk about your vajayjay.
Me?
Those parts hate me.
Oh, they do hate me. Not specifically my vajayjay. I don't think that's in on it.
Hey, Peg.
It's the uterus and other parts. And welcome, Peggy. It's wonderful to see you. We're going to talk about my vajayjay for a minute.
Yeah, she got Barney Rubble feet. Which is
Well,
not
get her
that bad.
Get her to put them up on camera so everybody can see it. Jeez.
Hell and no.
You talked about it?
Come on, take your shoes off. I'll take a picture.
You brought it up. Now everybody's dying to know what your feet look like. They are trying to picture it in their heads.
No.
Quick, get a screenshot of Barney Rubble's feet.
I know, right? All right, let's get back to this serial killer. So, only convicted of 2 murders.
Bedazzle it, Amy, and it will help. I am not bedazzling my vajayjay. That sounds painful.
I got one of those bedazzler machines out in the garage.
Yeah, just the noise you made right there. I don't want to. Those parts already don't like me. I need a mirror and some help.
You know, she's doing this book, and really what she's doing is she's very, very quietly and very meticulously planning my death.
Yes, it's all research. I have to do it in a way that Alex can't figure it out.
Renee's husband was on after I said vajayjay 3 times, he got up and ran off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, take a picture of them. Thanks. Ow.
No, I don't want to take a picture of your toes.
Do it. Do it.
You just cry, Minnie.
Show it to everybody. You started this shit. See it out to its natural conclusion. This is your own
It doesn't
fault.
move. It's my spot toe.
I'm so sorry, Renee. We did not mean to make your husband run off screaming in the other direction.
Okay, toes.
Oh, they do look like Barney Rubble feet.
They're like her toes are all the exact same length.
That's weird.
Isn't it? That's why I call them toes.
Now I feel like I need to.
I call them my spot toes.
Thanks, Renee. Renee's like, lol, the things we women will say. He was holding out for Barney Rubble feet, and all he got was vajayjay.
I know.
And that's how you know who your friends are.
Well, now you know what my toes look like.
Just one guy out there with a foot fetish that's looking for this video.
Oh my God.
No, they're actually old feet and they don't work right anymore. Maybe when I was younger, I could pinch people with them, but no.
I have monkey toes. I can pick up all kinds of stuff with my feet.
Yes, she can.
It's a talent.
I'm telling you, it's
I'm
pretty
old. I can't bend over. I had to adapt.
Not that she has a long distance, but when we're in the car and we're traveling, and keep in mind, I've never seen a speed limit sign that I liked. And she'll drop something, and those toes will come out. Because she's not taking her seatbelt off at 95 miles an hour.
Carla, only fan to Betty Rubble there, Sasha.
Yeah.
COVID Mel just came up to bed.
Oh, good night,
Night, Candy. Night, Mel. Feel better, honey.
Bye, Candy.
Don't drink the tea. Don't drink the tea. Renee says he's cool with feet because I'm barefoot 24/7, 365 for 8.5 years now. Oh my God, I would never wear shoes if I didn't have to. I hate shoes. Hate them. As Els can attest.
That's our issue when we're door dashing. If we get one where we have to go in a store.
Els has to put her damn shoes back on. Every time.
I take my shoes off in the car. Like when I broke out the sewing machine and I started making that quilt for Will, Amy comes out and I'm like taking my shoes off. She's like, "Why are you taking your slippers off?" I'm like, "Because I have to do this barefoot. There's touch. I gotta feel it."
Yeah. Will's snuggling up with foot quilt.
Will loves that quilt, you know.
You told me he won't let go of it now. He's like Linus. This here's my blankie. Somebody loves me. Somebody loves me.
It's his woobie.
From Mr. Mom.
COVID Mel. Oh my gosh. I need some paper. What did I do with that?
Okay. I gotta talk about this serial killer. Stop making me laugh.
I'm sorry. Do you need us to work on serious face now?
No, we're good.
Oh, good, because I don't think I have one.
So this guy was on the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitive list.
Ooh.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
He started his crime spree in 1995. Of course, there were things before that. You know, he got in trouble for a lot of other things.
As they often do.
Yeah, because they all like feel it out. They got to find their groove. They know they're evil. They just need to figure out, you know, what kind of evil they are.
Yeah. Test out all the, well, maybe I like fire. Ooh, let's torture some animals.
Yeah.
I'm going to, let me vandalize some things and steal some shit.
Yeah.
None of that's it. Maybe it's stabby. Let's try that.
Now, here's this guy's claim to fame, though.
Okay.
He claims that he is the responsible person for the 94 murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman.
Hogwash.
I heard Sandy hogwash. Now, let her make her case because, it wouldn't be a theory if it didn't hold water.
Yes, it is. It is illegal to drive barefoot in Texas. Actually, it's illegal to drive barefoot in most states.
Really? Why?
Because you can injure your foot, which will cause you to have an issue with controlling the vehicle. It has to do with control of vehicle.
Okay, well, I hate to tell you this. This is like your parking lot behavior. I've been breaking the law.
I know.
For my whole life.
I don't know. I was taking a bed at 3 o'clock this morning.
But you can wear flip-flops and that's okay?
Came back in my room, closed the door, turned around.
Yes and no. If you get it back on before the cop gets there, it's fine.
So if we get in an accident and my flip-flop flies out of the car, I got to get out and get it, put it back on, and get back in the car before the cops get there?
Only if you're driving.
Good to know. Well, I'll never be driving with you because you got control issues. Nobody drives when Els is in the car. Just Els. Renee says, not here. It's actually less safe to drive with flip-flops and heels. Yes, that's true, but they're still shoes, and I'm sure most laws.
And the other reason, to be real honest, is if you kick off your shoes in the car, where are they?
Near the gas pedal and the brake pedal.
Exactly. That's primarily why you can't drive barefoot.
I know a lot of people that wear flip-flops or swippers in the car.
I wear slippers all the time.
I love swippers.
Amy, tell the ladies how many pairs of swippers I have.
852,492 and a half.
I got 3 pairs sitting here right now. Okay,
A
slippers
lot.
are like
I'm going
my
to tell you right
scissors.
now, about every third time we go to the store, whether it's the thrift store or like the Walmart or whatever, that woman buys a pair of slippers. She's addicted. How many do you actually have? Do you even know?
Oh, 15, 20 pair.
Look at her casually throwing it out there. All right, I need names. Look at these lovely ladies and give me some cool names.
Well, I
Oh,
think this one on the right, closest to you,
Yeah,
should be Mari.
but we have a Mari in the room.
And the little girl, that's Adria.
Oh, that ain't right.
Come
Oh,
on.
I don't. Is that how you spell it, Els? Siobhan?
Yeah,
Is that how you pronounce it?
yeah, pretty much. Mari's laughing. She thinks it's funny.
Final Siobhan and Mari it is.
Mari, you're famous, babe.
You've been murdered by me over a camping spot. I wouldn't have murdered him if they hadn't been dicks about it. I want to be clear on that. I would have let it go for the one time.
And Peg says, and if the cops see you bending down to pick up your shoes, they might think you're going for a weapon and they'll kill your butt.
Now, to be fair, I'm awfully white.
She's probably the whitest white person.
Hey,
You don't dance.
it's not that I don't dance, it's that I shouldn't dance.
Wait a minute. That's entirely wrong. I think I've rubbed off on you because I just remember like last week you did a little dance.
Chair dancing is different than dancing.
No. You were in the hallway.
Hallway dancing does not count. If I knew I was going to make names that short, I would have used less paper.
Okay.
Adria, what makes you think Adria's not famous now? She's the Adria.
I know.
Pegs, I have monkey toes. Just grab and pull. Carla says she kept hers slid down between the side console and the seat for that very reason. Renee says, but my skin glows. Oh.
Okay. Killer.
Back to the serial killer. We're going to focus, people, focus.
Okay. So he claims that he did, that he killed Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. And he claims that, he did this because he had met her and she had snubbed him. So he was going to get her.
Oh, that's that song again.
Yep.
Get you. All right, I think I'm calling that page done. What do you guys think? I know it's not very exciting, but I like it. Look at the lacy and the paper and the pearls names. Should we put a little piece up here that says campfire bitches?
Let's see. Nah.
Okay, it's not me, Carla. I have Barney Rubble toes. Oh no. Now we've got a thing. And Carla says, you and Sash can do an OnlyFans page for your Barney Rubble feet. So you think no? Because I didn't really put it anywhere else. I gave them jobs, not necessarily why I killed them.
Okay. So technically the boy could have committed the crime because he was in the area at the time. The overkill was part of his MO.
Okay, but what other stuff did he actually do? Like, how many other murders is he responsible for?
Okay. He was convicted of 2. Okay. But he claims, well, at one point he claimed that he had murdered over 70 people, but then he recanted, claimed
Okay.
he was just kidding, and that he hadn't committed any murders.
So the number's between 0 and 70.
Yes.
I don't believe the number is 0. 70 is probably overkill. They always say they killed more people than they did. Well, some of them do.
Well,
Like make themselves seem more badass, I think.
well, there's that one guy that he was just a tiny, nobody criminal, and he admits to everything.
Everything? Did he killed Hitler?
He killed Adam Walsh.
Okay.
He claimed that he killed some of the Son of Sam victims. He claimed that he killed some of Bundy's victims. It's amazing that a serial killer hasn't killed him yet for taking credit for their shit.
Right? Had enough of your shit. What's his name again?
The one we're talking about, or the guy that claims that he killed people?
No, the guy we're talking about.
Oh, our guy is Glenn Edward Rogers, the Casanova killer.
Okay.
And you're right. There's always some truth behind every joke. So.
So Mari lives in I lived in San Antonio for a very brief time. Anybody want to guess what my job was while I was there?
Hotel?
No.
Oh. Murder breaker. No, there is. There's a guy who he's like a low-level criminal, like petty larceny and stuff like that. And every time they find a murder victim, he goes in and goes, "I did it. I killed him with a pipe in the library." But
he killed Mrs. White in the library with a pickaxe?
Yeah. Then he went after Mrs. Peacock.
Well, we all know what an annoying fool she is.
I know. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
Real quick. My job in San Antonio, I was a stripper. The one and only time I danced in public. There was a lot of alcohol involved.
Okay.
Renee quietly eats frozen grapes dipped in sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, continue with your story. I'm sorry.
All right. Okay, so this guy was born in Hamilton, Ohio in 1962. He is currently on death row. Sorry.
Oh, you got to eat dinner.
I know. But he is currently on death row in Florida. And here he is. So they suspect him of stabbing or strangling an elderly man in Ohio in 1993 and 4 women in California, Mississippi, Florida, and Louisiana. So these are the ones he's convicted of. Sandra Gallagher in Los Angeles, California in 1995. Excuse me. And then Linda Price in Jackson, Mississippi.
Ooh, he was all over the place.
Huh?
I said, ooh, he was all over the place. And Adria says, wait a minute. Oh, Renee says, it's always Ohio.
I know. Then in 95, in November of 95, so this is like, the first one was in September of 95 in California. Then he moved to Mississippi. Okay. Linda Price was killed in Mississippi in 1995. And then he moved to Florida in November of 95. And that's when Tina Marie Cribbs was killed. Okay. So he killed and then moved, which makes it a little bit harder to, So now they think he killed somebody in Hamilton, Ohio, which is the 71-year-old man in 94, but they haven't proven that one. Okay.
So he was visually convicted of the others, but not the old man.
Right. He's been convicted of 3 killing.
Okay. Then they had a discussion about police cars.
Yes.
And then Renee said, y'all don't know what you're missing with the frozen green grapes rolled in sugar. We have to wait until the grapes come back good. Our grapes are sucky right now. They're soft and squishy. But I will try out the frozen grapes.
Amy's a grape snob now that I introduced her to the grapes.
No, I only like the firm ones. It's gross when you buy them and they're all squishy. But we found a good source for this is just getting weird. Go ahead. I only like firm grapes, okay?
All right. All right, so he is currently incarcerated in Florida. Now, he has been convicted in Florida of first-degree murder, armed robbery, grand theft and auto, and convicted in California, first-degree murder with special circumstances, arson.
Oh, my.
And he's been sentenced to death.
Well, he's on death row, you said, right?
Yes, he's got 3 convictions.
Okay, in what state?
He's in Florida.
Renee says, Jeebus.
He has 3 convictions, plus he's suspected in 3 more, so they're trying to get 3 more cases on him. But he claims over 70. Now, here's the thing. They're not going to take those 3 cases. If they find that he was guilty in them, they're not going to try him for it because he's already got the death penalty.
Yeah, but
He's
do you think sometimes they confess to more or whatever because they're hoping to stave their sentence off by revealing bodies or giving information?
Yes, absolutely.
They had some grapes that tasted like cotton candy. Gross.
We bought those.
Don't get me wrong. I like cotton candy, but it should melt in your mouth. It should not be a grape. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Okay. So he was arrested in Waco, Kentucky, after a 13-mile police chase.
Oh.
Because they found that he was driving the stolen vehicle of his victim, Cribbs.
Oh.
Now, this is the one that he was found guilty of and convicted and sentenced to death. Okay. So this is the catalyst for the end of, the demise of his serial killing career. Okay.
Renee says she loves a good police chase. Who did the really slow one? Was that? I can't remember who did.
That was O.J. Simpson.
What a ridiculous police chase. Just pull over already. He should have sped ahead, pulled over, got out of the car, put his hands over his head, and got down on the ground so they wouldn't shoot him.
Right? Okay, so it was a 13-mile chase. They blew out the back tires. That didn't work. They pitted the guy, finally knocked him off the road. Bunch of cops jumped out. arrested him. The whole thing was filmed live. So he was scheduled to be executed in 1999. But he appealed, saying that the state hadn't presented enough evidence to support their charges. He also said that the trial should have been granted, that the trial court should have granted the defense's motions for mistrial because somebody was allowed to testify to something that shouldn't have been put into evidence. If that makes sense to anybody.
Yeah,
So,
he's saying that they used testimony that they shouldn't have been allowed to.
right. So then he filed, his appeal was delayed until 2001, which was denied. And then he filed another appeal in 2005, which again was denied in 2011. And that was his last appeal. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So then they, they set his date.
Okay.
Ugh. Sorry, I had an itch.
That's okay. You are allowed. We will allow the itch.
Okay. Now, I'm not entirely sure, but I think he's still alive.
How old would he be now, do you think?
Well, he was born July 15th, 1962.
So not terribly old. Did he become a lawyer in the pokey?
Let's see. 2024.
Carla says the tank in San Diego was the slowest police chase. I don't think I saw that one, though.
He's 62 years old. Well, he's
not that-
61.
he's probably still alive then, unless he... Well, we can look it up, right?
He's 61. As far as I can tell, he's still alive as of today.
Okay.
But the reason they called him the Casanova Killer was because he would meet women in a bar, and then he would leave the bar with them, and then their body would turn up a day or two later. So he was romancing women in a bar, taking them home, doing nefarious things. And even in a time, you got to think about it, in the 90s, that was the whole date rape thing, and women were really, cautious about people. That's when the Max Factor era was out there doing all of those chemical rapes and stuff. So, women were being very, very careful. And yet this guy was able to talk his way into getting women to go home with him.
If you look it up, it doesn't come straight out and say it, but it doesn't give a death date. So I'm assuming he's still alive.
I'm going to say he's still alive.
He needs to get out of the taxpayers' wallets. Well, they have so many appeals, and usually they use all of their appeals, whether they think it's going to work or not, just to extend their lifespan.
It's not
Very
just them. No,
cool.
hold on. It's not them.
Legally, they're required. It's some kind of safety, right?
Yeah. Legally, the state is required when somebody's convicted of a capital crime and sentenced to death, there's a process that has to be gone through.
It's part of the due diligence, right? To make sure you're not just executing people too soon. You find out right after you execute him that he's not guilty.
Right. So you're sentenced to death. You're convicted and sentenced to death. Now a law comes into play that says they have to double check and verify everything. So the first thing that happens is a mandatory review by the state Supreme Court.
And all of these things take time. It takes time to get it on the docket and to do the review, and it's a time-consuming process.
And that typically takes 3 to 5 years. Because they go in and they read the court transcripts. The Supreme Court of the state will go in, read the transcripts. If there's a question, it goes to the district court, whatever the federal district is for that area. But the state Supreme Court has to look at it and say, okay, everything was followed, everything, is right. The directions given to the jury were correct. The sentence guidelines are in line with what is appropriate. And once that's done, and that's the state's mandatory review, then, and that gives the defense team a chance to also go back through it and then bring out points of law and say, hey, no, this should have been done or that should have been done. And they have to then send those points to the district attorney, to the prosecuting attorney's office. The prosecuting attorney then looks at what the defense is saying was wrong, and they come up with constitutional arguments about why this was right. And then usually the first appeal gets shut down. It is very, very difficult to actually prosecute somebody and convict them of a capital crime and then sentence them to death. It is very hard to get somebody unconvicted. But the entire appeals process can take up to 25 years. And they're mandatory appeals. The guy can't not appeal. He has to appeal on several points that then have to be reviewed and gone, no, that was okay. We can, no, you're a counsel. And that's always one of the appeals is ineffective counsel. Usually the only time you get that, and you can get away with that one, is if your counsel is like, this is their first ever murder case. Which does happen.
Yeah, that's true. Renee said, oh, I know all that they use all the appeals, but if he has lost his last appeal, he's a tax burden. And
once you lose your last appeal, then a warrant is signed for your death.
And how long does it take before that happens?
Usually 3 to 5 years.
Oh, wow. That long.
It depends. Sometimes it can be a year, but I think, and this is my personal opinion, and being somebody who spends a lot of time, looking at death row inmates and things like that, there are people on death row that their DNA is all over that scene.
Right. It's clear.
And they walk into court and go, yeah, you got me.
And then they still go through this. How many years is this process typically?
About 20 to 25 years.
Okay, why are we paying for all that on things we like that?
Well, that's the thing. Some people that are on death row, they're like, let's just get this over with. And they're like, no, you can't, because constitutionally we have to go through all these appeals.
I think that if you catch the pedophile with his dick in there, you ought to just kill him.
If you are convicted and there's no out, you did it.
Yeah.
And you know that you did it. You should be able to say, I'm done.
And waive the appeal, right? Because
waive the appeal and
have
your warrant issued.
But you have to have both of those. You can't just have a guy that says, I did it, and says, I want to waive because I don't think I'm ever going to win an appeal, even though he may not have done it. But if you have both those things where it's weighted, where you have all the evidence, because DNA is everywhere, and he's like, I waive, I think there should be a way around it.
Yeah. There should be a way for somebody who's convicted of a crime that they know they did and they're confessing to it to say, I don't want to go through the appeals process.
But I think the evidence has to be there as well. Because you could just go in and say,
yeah,
I committed a murder, now execute me, as a way to just end your life for whatever reason.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. If you go and you commit a crime, they've got your DNA all over everything. There's no plausible explanation why your DNA is there in the places that it is.
It's not like it was a single hair in an odd spot.
And you go in and they're like, this is what we got. And you're like, yep, yeah, be honest, it was me. I did it. And then you go in and you make that plea, that plea in court, guilty. Part of that is always confessing what you did. So,
right.
You have a fact checker sitting there going, yep, he knows that, he knows that, he knows that, he knows that. Okay, this person committed that crime. Their DNA is there. 999,997% sure.
Now, Carlos says Texas has a law. If a bunch of people saw you do it, it speeds up the execution.
Yeah. Yeah. But see, in Texas, they some hanging mothers down there, let me tell you.
Well, they have the death penalty and they use it.
They do.
I think a lot of other states rely on this process to keep people alive because while they have it, they don't necessarily want to use it.
But see, that's the thing too. And we'll get to that. But
I don't think if somebody died in the wool for sure did it and they confessed and all of that we should keep them alive for another 25 or 30 years.
That person who there's no chance in hell. Even Barry Scheck is not getting them out of this. Okay? Because even Barry Scheck looked at it and went, no. He confessed his DNA. He done it. At that point, the convicted person should be able to say, I do not want to proceed with the appeals process. But even if the convicted person doesn't participate in it, the state still mandates it. I get the whole review part. That part I understand.
Yeah, and that should be for every case, but it doesn't need to be 30 freaking years long.
Right.
Before they finally get to it.
I think Utah abolished, like they took it out, but now they've put it back in as an option.
You can choose that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you sign documentation, look, I did it. I don't want to participate. I don't want any of the appeals. Just do me. And that should be that. I'm sorry, but you know what? They say that a convicted person doesn't have any rights, but that should be as part of the trial process. That should be their right to waive the appeals.
Not to wait 30 years to maybe get executed. And also, certain types of killers, whether they're serial or not, are more likely to be killed in prison anyway.
Right. So now here's the other thing. While they're in prison, awaiting their death penalty, the state has an obligation to keep them fit and healthy.
So they're getting better medical care than most of us.
So if, like you said, let's say somebody's in there for serial child molestation and they killed a couple of kids along the way. Now they've been convicted of murder. They're in prison. Gen Pop gets a hold of them and they stab them. They're going to put this guy in the medical wing and make him healthy so that they can kill him at another date. If they
but by the same token, if he's got bad teeth, they're going to fix that too.
They fix that. Now, if you're on death row and you get cancer, they're going to give you chemo. Because until your death warrant is signed. But here's the other interesting end of that. And this happened one time in California, I believe it was. There was a guy who was convicted and sentenced to death. This was back before the appeals process was very long. This was like the 30s or 40s, maybe the 50s. And I'll research the case and so that I can cite it exactly. But basically, his warrant was signed and he was taken to the electric chair. And they put him in the chair and they pulled the switch and it was storming. This is why they won't do executions during a storm. It was storming outside. and a lightning bolt hit the antenna onto the prison, knocked out the power, and when they pulled the switch, nothing happened. Okay? He was pardoned by an act of God. And was allowed to be free because under California law at the time, and I believe it was California, you couldn't be, it's part of double jeopardy. You can't be murdered. You can't be killed twice.
Renee said, damn.
So,
And that's a terrible thing, but that was the law at the time, you know?
yeah.
It's not fair or right, but it did happen.
But you have to ask yourself the question, did this guy then go out and go, oh, I think I'm going to kill some more? Or did he go, damn, I got lucky? You know?
I think with serial killers, there is a component of that it's a compulsion.
Yeah.
Not a choice. Like, and I've read cases where there are child molesters that beg them not to put them back out because they know they're going to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
But they also know it's wrong. It's a compulsion.
Yes. Well,
Now,
you know,
I'm not saying that all of them are like that, but there have been cases.
Now, on that note, you know, there is a town in the U.S.
Yes, I do.
Just for child molesters.
Yeah. Actually, and they have a very good rate of nonviolence there.
Yes, they do.
But they police themselves for the large part. I'm not saying exclusively, but
they do police themselves, and they have rules. You know, if you live in that community, they have playgrounds and everything. So if you live in that community and you have, like, say, grandchildren or kids that come to visit you, as a single person, you're not allowed near the playground. You must be with a child. And you can't be by yourself with that child. There has to be at least 2 people all the time. And one of them has to be directly related to the child. You know, and they have rules like that keep people safe and keep the predators from reoffending. So, you know, in that instance, they're doing themselves a favor.
right. But it's a way for them to live and not be a pariah. I mean, they have served their sentence, though I don't think, you know. I lost my train of thought. If you've paid your sentence, and that's the way the law works, I'm sure the families of the victims will never feel like it's right, but it's a way for them to live more safely than if they were just in a general, you know, I have to be a registered sex offender living next door to people who are very uncomfortable about that. You know? Carla wants to know, is it Chaumaville? Chaumville? Chaumaville.
Let me think. I don't think so.
Let me take the Utah part off of that.
It's called Miracle Village.
I think that's not a bad idea, you know.
So it's a complex of 54 duplexes and 6 family homes operated by some ministry. It's for prison aftercare, run by an ex-offender. 66 registered sex offenders in 2010. There were 100 in 2013. The most popular, the most recent was 2018, and that was over 200 people that lived in the town. And it's way out in the middle of nowhere kind of thing. But it's called Miracle Village or the City of Refuge.
Adria says Pedophile Park is an interesting documentary. I've never seen it. And Renee says, I think in general that pedophiles cannot live within a distance of a school, participate in trick or treat. They have to post on their door that they're a child sex offender. I assume that pertains to trick or treat, but they do have to register for the sex offenders list, and they are supposed to update any changes in address, phone number, etc. However, that's a voluntary system, the updating, and it's frequently incorrect.
Yeah. And the truth is you're not on that list for life. You can get off.
And there are people on that list for urinating in public and
Yeah,
classic, flasher stuff. Or somebody who was 18 but had a 16-year-old girlfriend. It does happen.
now a lot of states, because of that, have the Romeo and Juliet laws.
Now, but before it was a bigger problem.
Yes.
It's good that they have better laws now, for sure. So is that everything about that guy?
Yeah, pretty much. They're waiting to, he was supposed to die in 1999, but with all the appeals and everything that's been going on, they had to push it back. And then, of course, 2020
Put a stop on everything.
And so, now they're waiting for a new warrant to be signed.
Jesus, but if he was supposed to die in 1999 and it's 2024, you'd think there'd be a little more advocacy on the behalf of families who are waiting for him to be executed.
Bye, Maury!
Bye, Maury. Thanks for spending some time with us.
I just think that they should have the right. I mean, here's the thing. To me, I have to say that the part of capital punishment, in my opinion, that is the cruel and unusual is the making them wait 20 years.
Yeah.
To me, that's cruel and unusual punishment. I did this thing. I know I did this thing. I'm a bad person. I need to pay for my crime. Let me pay for it and be done. Because it's not just them. Like you said, it's the victims' families. But it's also the offenders' families. Think about a guy who commits a crime and he kills somebody for whatever reason, and he's convicted and he's sentenced to death and he goes to prison. And he's got like a 10-year-old kid who's conscious of what's going on. Now that child lives for the next 20 to 30 years knowing that someday, daddy's going to die. There's an expiration date on daddy. You know?
Right.
So it's not just
That child is also living, and the families are waiting for the execution.
it's not
presumably.
just a perpetrator victim crime.
There's so many other dynamics involved.
The victim's family becomes victimized by the process of, waiting for the murderer of their loved one to face justice. And then the family of the person who committed the crime. Because I don't care, who you are. If your kid grows up and commits a crime, you still love the kid. You don't appreciate the crime. You don't like the idea of that. But that's still your child. That's still your daddy. That's still your mom. That's still your brother. That's still your sister. And for most people, they're still going to love that person. Not the murderer, but the person that they know them to be. The person that they are when they're with them.
Right.
So that child, that parent, that brother or sister now has to live through 20 or 30 years of going to the penitentiary to visit with their relative, waiting for them to die. That's like going to hospice for 30 years. You know that person's going to die. And then, for people who are the family members of the victims, for them, it's a 30-year sentence of not being able to
Have that closure.
have closure. Now, Renee, it is required everywhere that if you're on the sex offenders registry, you are required because that's a federal registry. You are required, no matter where you live, to register. The problem is there's nobody policing that crap. Nobody goes out and knocks on doors. The only time they do that is if there's a sex offender and it's Halloween and it's a child sex offender, somebody who's committed a crime against children. Will they go out? And usually it's just on Halloween, and all they do is they drive by a couple of times a night to make sure they don't have their porch light on, that they're not passing out candy,
And that they have the notice posted on their door.
Well, most states don't require that notice.
Oh.
Yeah, of course he's going to have a warrant for his arrest because somebody has decided that he has not been, because he got out of prison and moved and then moved. Now he, as far as they're concerned, he's trying to evade.
Whether he is or not.
Right. But the behavior is evasion. So. But there are ways to get off of the sex offenders registry.
Yes. Well, we've spent a lot of time on pedophiles. I think it's because there's nobody that goes, yeah, pedophilia, that's a good thing. Ew. I'm sorry, Renee, that's a terrible thing to live with.
Not cool.
Okay, so look at this. I'm reusing this. Came off the front of something that I, broke apart too. And the front is this lovely green. It's textured. It's fun. But the back is this shiny white. Should I just rub it all over with ink, or do you think I should do something else with it? I'm going to put stuff on it. Like I have some stuff picked out to put on it. And then I need a few other embellishments.
Why don't you hit it with
oh, sorry.
Why don't you hit it with like some watered out paint?
I have some spray inks. What about those? Do you think it'll work on the shiny?
I think spray ink might be too intense.
Okay, so what color do you think? The green, go with something green, or
what's going to be on the back?
This map and the moon so far.
Maybe
But
gray.
I'm going to add gray. You think because? All right.
Well, because the other side is very colorful and bright.
Okay, so wash it out a little bit. Plus, I'm using a black and white photo of the moon.
Right. So and you're using like regular colored photos on the other side. So like one side is bright and the other side is the darkness behind
more
it.
Muted. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I like to get it. If that's what you're here for. I live for it.
Look at my Grinchy kisses. Look, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just weird.
Oh, what about this? Look at this.
Oh, I like that.
Jelly print. I'm going to use that.
If you can get it on there all the way.
What do you mean?
You're going to have to trace, you're going to have to cut around it. Like put it on.
I could just glue it down and cut it out.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. 2 hours. I'm out of here.
All right. Well, let's end it for the night. I'll be on live tomorrow. I'll be doing Fooditini at about 5:30. Els, you're next on Wednesday?
On Wednesday, when I'll be doing my week 2 of our new challenge.
Ooh, week 2. Numero dos.
Yes. Week 2 is flowers.
Oh. Real flowers, fake flowers, pictures of flowers?
Just flowers.
Flowers?
However I want to do it.
Seeds? We could do seeds?
Yeah. So,
No.
yeah. Next one is flowers for the 2024 challenge.
Oh, Renee, there's no such thing as derailing it. You only enhanced it.
No, you're fine.
This is what we do. It's part of the process. We try to embrace all of it, and you had a story to tell, and we appreciate you sharing. And that's what makes this fun and interesting, and a good. I think it's good to talk about these things because most of the time you don't get a chance.
Yep. And we are always here. Ask Carla. She'll tell you. This crafty tribe listens to everything. Let's see. Yeah, so Wednesday's my next on.
And I'm on tomorrow at 5:30. My time's at 6:30, 7:30, and 8:30 across the country.
I'm going to the post office tomorrow because I got packages
You got packages to mail out?
to mail out from yesterday's sale.
Okay.
And I'm going to be filming some videos tomorrow, including whatever it is I'm doing with this thing that I fussy cut, and this thing, whatever this is. And I'm going to do a video on what we're doing with this thing. And I'm going to finally do the video for this thing.
She's got a lot of things.
I got a lot of things.
It is interactive, but that's what we're going for. Not just us talking at you, for an actual interaction with you guys. That's why we set this up. It's kind of collaborative, you know?
I like it.
And we do like that. All of us. It's good. So, however you guys spend your days and nights, I hope it brings you great joy and happiness. Each and every one of you absolutely deserves it, even Els. You go ahead and do
Take that
your
back.
outro. Huh?
You take that back.
Okay, not Els.
Wow.
Absolutely. But Mike is fine. Mike is fine.
Yeah. Next week will be on my channel,
That's right.
and I'm still deciding if I'm going to tell you guys what I know about the Ripper.
Oh, so it could be the Ripper. It could be something else.
Yeah.
She's stringing us
not even
along,
be-
you guys.
It may not even be a serial killer. I may just do a classic everyday murderer next week.
Say it isn't so.
I might.
Do you think we'll ever do haunted stuff?
I might.
Well, that sounds like fun. So you'll have to tune in to see what she actually does. I think that's how she keeps us hanging on, guys. So until next week on Elsa's channel, and we will post links, and I will put up an event that reminds you guys that we'll be over there. Should be between 5 and 5:30. That's generally our area.
He's going to come play in my neighborhood.
Where it's much, much scarier. Okay, how do you like that? That's how it turned out.
Put the pictures on it.
Okay, this is a bad time to find out it doesn't work.
No, I like it. Like it's
Well-
overpowering without the pictures.
Well, yeah, because it's very in your face.
Yeah, but with the pictures, it's just subtle.
All right, and on that note, bye, 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 bye.
Bye.
The end. Bright blessings and hugs and hisses to you all. The end.